Boy, I am telling you, she started me out young stealing. Going to weddings. We'd go to these weddings, and you know, back in those days, they had them in little, they used to have those little sandwiches, you know, egg sandwiches, all those kinds of things. And she'd pack up these little bags and have them in all these little napkins, and she'd do the serving. That one. And she'd wrap it all up in these little plastic. And I hated the wedding store because I knew that because that meant I had to steal. It was just terrible. I was so glad when Bermuda weddings started having macaroni and cheese, chicken, peas and rice because I knew I didn't have to steal anymore. And you know what she did? Tupperware. I tell you, those family members, they really, really met. My father was a preacher. One of those hurly-burly kind of preachers. And he was a broadcaster. So he taught me how to read. And this was before television was going on, you know. And I'd be sitting on there and he'd say, read this book here. And I'd be sitting here and he'd say, the ketta in the hectare. And that's how I learned to read. And I'd go to school and of course I'd emulate what I learned in school. Needless to say, I hated school. Because I'd always have detentions because I read like I was preaching. And it's kind of, you know, like, I grew up going to church and I hated it. I really, truly did because it stayed in too long. You know, like, an hour was a long time to be in church. And then I discovered an 8 o'clock service. It ended at 8:15. And they have these funerals. You go in at 2 and you're out at 2:30. They were absolutely beautiful. And then I went to a U.S. funeral. Very, very different. I mean, and this is again family. You know, I was invited to a funeral. Who invites people to funerals? And I go in with my cousin. She says, come with me to this funeral. I gotta go see this lady, you know, gotta go to this funeral. And we go in there, and I'm telling you, we got there so late. We walked in with the family. And we sat in the front row with the family. And when they yelled and screamed, I yelled and screamed. When they said, oh, why her, why her? I was screaming, oh, why her, why her? When they were jumping up and going to the casket, I was jumping up, I was going to the casket too. And the first time I ever saw that baby, she was dead in that casket. It's terrible, terrible. I have cousins also, right? That, you know, when you're young, they do stupid stuff. Like, they want to put us on diets. And, you know, you're young, you don't know anything about dieting, and you have that list of food. Grapefruits, bananas, this, all these things that you need to eat so you can lose weight. But the directions never said, eat them one at a time, one day this day. So we put everything on the table. And we ate everything, hence, that's where I am today. Wrong kind of diet. Then, of course, I have this brother. You ever had those crazy, crazy kind of brothers? Like, I have this brother who's got to be like the only person that answers those Nigerian letters. And I'm black. So being black, you know, there are things that you think won't happen to you as a black person, and kidnapping is one of them. You don't expect to get kidnapped as a black person. And if you do, you don't expect to hear about it because nobody hears about black people being kidnapped. And my brother got kidnapped because he answered a Nigerian letter. Nobody's got money in my family. You know, so they called his house and they said, listen, we have your brother and we want $250,000. And we said, boy, stop joking, collect. They called about 4 people, stop joking, you're always playing jokes, click. Meanwhile, he's sitting up there. If I put this gum underneath the table, they'll find my DNA. So black people do get kidnapped, but only the ones that answer Nigerian letters, so don't do that. If you're black, don't answer the Nigerian letter. And Ace Boy's over this. Do you know what those Nigerian letters are? You've never seen one of those? You know, those are those letters where they come and they say, listen, I read your name, send me $100,000, and it'll go into this account, and then you'll get this money. You know, foolishness. Who answers those letters? You know, most people say, freak off, leave me alone. It's just terrible. So I don't have any family anymore. I had to just cut them all loose. I traveled a couple of weeks ago. I went to Florida. And I know there's nobody in here from Florida. And you know why I know that? that was nice in Florida like it is here. Why come here if you live in Florida? It's stupid. And I go to buy some jewelry, and I buy this beautiful watch here. And the man says to me, because I didn't want this watch, I wanted a bigger watch. And he says, no, you don't need a big watch. You need a small watch. You're a big woman. A big woman needs a small watch. And a small woman wears a big watch. And all this time, I thought if I put on black clothes, I'd look slim. It's a small watch. Amazing. And I have these things about being a big woman. As you can tell, I'm a lusty big woman. I've got some sisters. And these sisters, they walk with me every day. And it's very hard to put them in things, if you know what I mean. You know, there are things that I can't do with them either, like, I'm looking to see, because I don't see anybody that looks like me, you know, like this. I can't cook with no clothes on. Because if I do, they accidentally go in the pot. You know, I can't watch TV with a bra on. I tried it once. I was laying down. I can't see. Oh my gosh, I'm going blind. How did that happen instantly? I put on my glasses, I laid back. I can't see. And then I said, oh, right. I took off my bra, I laid back, one went this way, one went that way, television was clear. Absolutely amazing. So, of course, I also have issues buying bras with my twin sisters. Because they sell D cups in Bermuda. Do I look like a D cup to you? No. At least an E, right, if you're being nice. Right? At least a D cup. So I go to a store in Bermuda, and this is all I can get. This will not fit me at all in any shape or form. It just won't work. Because I'm like a I, JJJ, KKK. You know, I'm up in the big letters. You know. And like I said, I don't buy them in Bermuda at all. Now I have to get them made. You know, because they don't even sell them in the store I used to buy them from anymore. It's absolutely amazing. And it's important, you know, because you want to look good. I mean, my bras are bigger than the state of Texas. And the bras that I originally bought, they were designed after the Golden Gate Bridge. This woman was driving on the street. She saw the Golden Gate Bridge and she said, that would work. And she made a bra. And I buy these things because I'm built like the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah. Nice ride, right, Adam? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just one of those, you know. And like, the unfortunate thing is that they only come in like 3 colors. Black, beige, and bronze. You look like you got on leopard skin over there, right? I can't wear that. They don't have that for me. You know, I know there's somebody in here in polka dots. I can't have it. Or pink, none of that. Just this black, white, and beige. And I tried to like get breast reduction, and the doctor told me, are you a doctor? No?
Lawyer.
Water?
Lawyer.
You're a lawyer. And maybe you can work on the doctors for me so that they can do something like this. Because these doctors told me that in order for me to get breast reduction, I would need to lose 90 pounds. I said, well, hell, if I lost 90 pounds, I wouldn't need to take my breasts. They'd be gone. My breasts are 5 pounds a piece. 7. Okay, 7 pounds a piece, that's 14 pounds a weight. So anyway, I go and I get these bras that I wear, and I'm going to take it out and I'm going to show it to you. Are you 2 sisters? No, cousins? Not one of you is a mother here. Who's a mother? You are there are 2 mothers. You have got to be joking. So what are you, 45 and you're 23?
Wow.
22, 45, and you are 53. No, I can't 53. Not it's just 45. You were a naughty girl. You were a naughty girl? Okay. Well, I had to ask that question, but I'm going to explain it to you in a minute. So, in order for me to, these things, they become useful after a while. These are, this is a real bra. I actually sell these, so if anybody needs one. This is what I had to buy because it's built like the Golden Gate Bridge. And sooner or later they're going to become extinct because, you know, people aren't going to have big breasts anymore. They're going to stop feeding the chickens and all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. And everybody's going to have these small breasts. And then I'm going to have all these bras, and they're going to be part of a ceremony, you understand, that people are going to use to join and unite people. So if you two can come here a second, mother and daughter. Oh my God. Just turn over, and yeah, perfect height. Just turn around this way. We will unite you. They are now united in parent and daughterhood. Oh my God. Thank you very much. I'm Gina Davis. And now I'm going to invite Mr. Jones back to the stage. He's over to talk to his girlfriend. I'm a bit upset about that because I thought that was me.
You are Lux to love. Let's hear it for Gina Love, everybody. It's a pleasure. All right, folks, we are now ready. I understand.